We actually do lose damage when we get hit. So it'd be nice if they do buff that. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So we are back here today with another pre-buff rank up and gameplay video, and this one's going to be on Angela. Now, Angela was recently announced by Kabam Mike on Twitter to be getting a value-only update buff in the coming month, which is cool, man. I feel like she's a really, really good candidate. That's the word I'm looking for that type of buff, right? Because she's pretty good, you know. Angela's one of those champs that's like good, worth some spare resources, maybe, if you have a lot of cosmic stuff expiring. I know a lot of people who ranked her up for, like, the Cavalier event quest, right? She's pretty good there. When it was, like, buffed up and everything. Let's ignore that super scroll. We're not doing anything with him today. But she was a good champ. She wasn't a great champ. She was good. I feel like, there's a lot of champions that could have been on the value-only update list that could have used it a little more than she could. Like, I feel like, you know, they could have been higher up on the list, but hey, man, I don't care. They're all going to get it eventually, and I think she's going to be great for it. In theory, she seems a little complicated to play, but I think I understand how she works. She is pretty simple, basically. So her sig ability is, I don't want to say it's useless, but basically, it reduces the chance to nullify effects based on the amount of buffs you have. At SIG 200, you pretty much need 3 buffs to have, you know, be resistant to nullification, right? And, you know, the thing is resistant to nullify and all that stuff like that, so it kind of gives that sort of ability. It's useful occasionally, right? Okay, so passive for each 10% of her max health, taking damage immediately gain a resilience counter. Cool, so you gain some, you know, health back, which is cool if you run the suicides or you take some chip damage, right? Blah, 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 regen buff. And then there's this passive thing, which is a little confusing the first time you read it. Basically, she gains a buff based on her current power level. Each time she lands a crit, she duplicates the buff that she's being granted. Has a duration of 15 seconds and a maximum of 1 stack. Each buff can be duplicated. Cool. So if you're under a bar, gain armor up, you know, between a special 1, special 2, a fury, between a special 2, special 3, gain a precision, and a special 3, you gain an aptitude. I believe that's what that means. I believe. Like I said, it's worded weird. The heavy attack has a really good chance to be crit, which is nice. Special 1, 100% chance to give you a fury buff, which is really cool. If there's already a fury on you, okay, you get a long fury, so that's what you want to happen. Special 2 gives you an armor up. That's good if you're fighting Havoc, for example. And the special 3, you get that aptitude, okay? So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to Winter Soldier, see what this damage is like. Alright, man, first things first, let's talk synergies. So I was able to put together a pretty cool team for her. You might know this synergy right here with Heimdall. This is the, what I call the Angela-Hela synergy, right? Or Hela-Angela. A lot of people use this to get past, like, 6.2 Sinister back in the day. Basically, you dash back and you hold block, and then you get an infinite fury buff. And that's going to be really, really good for Angela, because if you remember, you want to use the special 1 when there's a fury active, so you get the long fury, so you never have to worry about timing anything if you bring Heimdall along. So that's going to be really, really nice for Angela in this video. Along with that, to increase that duration even further, if we have the shared knowledge here, astronomy, with cosmic and skill champs, basic hits, pause 1 of each buff on them for 0.2 seconds. So that 20 seconds is going to get even longer. That's really nice. Over here, quite simple. Buffs last 20% longer, so those buffs are just going to be there for a while. And then over here, that's just for her. Here we go. Plus 10% Fury and Precision buff potency. Unfortunately, I don't have Gamora above a 4-star, so when we move on to like Act 6, we're going to have to remove her. But there is also here with Gamora a little bit of armor rating too, so unfortunately, man, we can't bring that one along, but that's okay. So basically, if I'm to understand this correctly, I want to activate that Fury buff, and then I, you know, by dashing back right away. And by the way, all these champions are decent champions too, so it's not like these are like you're dragging along any really bad champions. So we're going to go like this. We have our Infinite Fury buff now, so now, okay, when we get to the special 1 and we use the special 1, well, we're going to get another Fury buff, and it's going to be very long. So there's that one, okay? We have 3 now, and if we use a special 1, okay, I thought that was supposed to get, oh, there it is, okay. Okay, I see. And now at this point, I believe I'm supposed to go for some heavy attacks, which are supposed to crit nicely. Okay, yeah, that's some nice damage, actually. Yeah, I didn't expect that right out of the gate. That is some very, very nice damage. Wow. And we're topping up nicely with the regeneration buff as well. We're taking a hit to the face, just in case, okay? We wanted to drain some power, just in case. Yeah, this is, we're hitting pretty darn hard here, man. Plus, we're also getting that, precision buff, which is increasing our crit chance, which is nice. Yeah, this is doing a lot more damage than I anticipated, and now I believe this is going to give us that aptitude, and if we go for the special 3, we should get another aptitude here, and we have 2 fury buffs active. We took a hit to the face, and we regenerated up to 100% health, pretty much. I'm really liking her so far, man. Yeah, I'm really liking her so far. Let's see if we can get back up to another special 1 here. We can go from maybe this into this. We should gain another fury, and the aptitude should make it nice. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so the numbers are fluctuating a lot. There's a lot of stuff to keep in mind here with the buffs and everything, right? I just know that from people who use Angela, they're always like, oh, get him in the corner. And a nice 11k medium from a 5-star. That's about to get a buff, a damage-only buff. Okay. I just know that people say, like, you know, get your buffs and then get them in the corner. Maybe we'll go for a special 2 here, see how this does. No crits, unfortunately. Now we have an armor up buff, no more aptitude. But just, like, messing around with her, man, she hits incredibly hard. And that's making me a little excited because I have a 6-star Angela. And I've always really liked the character. Like, you guys know I'm a big Thor fan, and she's big in, like, the Thor comics. So I wouldn't be opposed to, like, ranking her up and possibly using her. She's just very smooth to play, first of all. And she's very, I want to say she's easy to play. Because it seems like she's hard to use when you read her abilities. But in reality, she's not. She just has a bunch of buffs. And we've used a lot of... Of course, we have to get hit at the end here, just in case. Just to showcase what happens when we get hit. We actually do lose damage when we get hit. So it'd be nice if they do buff that. That'd be pretty cool. However... right off the bat, man, I'm pretty excited about this. 122 hits, that's a lot. Keep in mind, I don't really know what I'm doing with this champion yet. Just kind of messing around. That was a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and jump into some real content now. I'm going to go figure some stuff out, and we'll be right there. All right, man, so right off the bat, my biggest problem with Angela is that she just doesn't really do anything. In fact, I feel like her damage is pretty decent already. So... she's probably going to be hitting really hard after this update, man. I don't know anything about her buff. I don't know if she's getting new abilities or anything. But my biggest issue is I was trying to think, like, where do I want to bring her? It's like I could bring her anywhere and showcase pretty good damage. However, she just doesn't really do anything. That's the biggest problem. She's going to be good for buffed up. She has that armor up buff, so she might be good for Havoc. So I figured, all right, 6.1.6 here. There's a Havoc, and there is a buffed up lane. So we can give that a shot, right? So first things first, she should, in theory, be a pretty good Havoc counter in general, because she starts the fight off, as you'll see here, with this armor up buff. Check it out, okay? Right off the bat, we got the armor up, so we won't take any plasma damage, okay? Another thing is, you know, we're not going to bleed him, so we won't get, what do you call it? We won't get the plasma on us that way. And also, even if we did, it doesn't really matter. You know, she's going to be critting a lot. She crits a lot, okay? And that is going to be putting a lot of plasma on us, but that's going to be a good thing, actually, because what that's going to do is that is going to heal us from willpower. Now, when we throw the special 2, as you can see, we just got another very long armor up buff, okay? So that's really good. It's really good, actually, man. Way back when Havoc was, like, wreaking havoc, no pun intended, when he was first released, there weren't, like, really too many good Havoc counters. Even, like, nowadays, when a new champion comes out, a big plus that I hear often is, like, oh, this could be, you could be a Havoc counter, right? Because Havoc is one of those annoying defenders where if you don't have a counter to Havoc, you're not going to have a good time. And Angela was that OG counter. I remember in, like, War when he first came out, we saw one. I think we assigned an Angela for the boss, like a 6-star rank 1. And, you know, once you counter him with an armor up buff, Havoc isn't too bad. So that went really, really well. Okay, now this is just 6.1, so it's not tough. We're going to skip over this Heimdall just to, you know, get things going a little bit. This is just a regular Heimdall fight. Why not? Why don't we sneak some OG Thor gameplay in here? That might be a little bit of fun, right? Got the Fury buff here to keep that active the entire time. Look at that. We got a nice 12k, a nice 26k heavy attack. As if it's nothing. There's just not enough OG Thor 5-star gameplay or 6-star gameplay. I've never seen like maxed out 6-star rank 3 OG Thor gameplay. I don't know if that exists. I've seen, I saw somebody on Twitter posted that they got a 6-star OG Thor from those love calves. I'd be over the moon if that happened to me. I wouldn't have a way of awakening him, and I wouldn't do that with the gem. However, you guys know how much I love Thor. I love having the 5-star maxed out. It's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun whenever I get to use him, and he's really good and very underrated at max sig, to be honest. But anyway, we've arrived at this buffed up lane, okay? So basically, as you guys have been seeing, right, Angela has a lot of buffs. A lot of them. A lot of buffs, okay? Now, this Miles is going to be a little bit annoying because she doesn't have a way to deal with, evade and everything, so I want to make sure he evades right away, get, like, these evade things out of the way. That was a great way to say that, right? But we can even activate the Fury here to make sure we have a lot of buffs. And at this point, we want to be really careful with the evade because we might also be going for some special attacks. However, in this fight, we probably won't go for special attacks. Why? Because the buffs are going to be coming naturally, okay? So these buffs are going to be coming naturally, and we don't want to give him more fuel here because there is also unblockable finale. And we just want to make sure we can just get this guy down when we have buffs here, okay? And not worry about having to parry him and whatnot. So yeah, Angela is definitely really good for paths like these where you need buffed up. And you know, funny enough, I happen to take buffed up, I think, 2 out of the 3 variations in AQ Map 7. So maybe, just maybe, I'll rank up my Angela for that if she happens to be fun. Oh, come on. She happens to be fun. Right at the end there, but that's all right. We have that regeneration buff. And also, you know, we brought along OG Thor. OG Thor has a really nice synergy with Heimdall, where you regenerate 15% of your health when you dash back and hold block, the same time you get the Fury. But I forgot he's unblockable. Darn it, man. Let's go for the special 3, and that's gonna... Should have done that a very, very long time ago, right? Really, really cool special 3 animation. I think I'm talking myself into ranking up Angela to rank 2. For, what do you call it? For like AQ sometimes, it might be fun to take a break from like using Corvus. There's one fight in particular I'm very excited to do on this path, and we'll talk about that, okay? When we get there. But right off the bat, the synergy with OG Thor and Heimdall, we can go ahead and activate that right away, and you can see it. So right now we're at 60%, and we're going to go... why didn't we jump up? Oh, there's poison. There's poison from Scarlet Witch. I might not be able to get through this fight easily here. I didn't think about that. Oh! Oh, baby. Yeah, I forgot about the poison, and, I might need a few moments here, guys. Alright, we actually got through it in just 1 revive, believe it or not, which is not too bad. Let's heal her up. What do we got here? We can just do this. Okay. Not too bad, man. Forgot about that, which is annoying. This MCOC might be annoying too when he gets down to unblockable finale. If he has that, does he have that? No, he doesn't. Okay, so this should be a normal MCOC fight. Okay. Ooh, baby. That was funny. So right off the bat, you'll see, you know, you basically get 2 buffs right away. Okay, and the 3rd buff is not too far behind. If you bring Heimdall along, you can get it right away. But if not, you just wait for, what do you call it, like that regeneration buff to proc up. Now with MCOC here, the way that his auto block works is that it goes away after like 7 seconds or something like that. You know, you ideally don't want to finish your combo against him like that. Right? But when it's not up, you're pretty much safe to do like 4-hit combos here. And also you're very safe to do it when he's stunned. And you're very, very safe to use... heavy attacks. Also keep in mind that if like you're in Alliance War and it happens, it can't activate the parry mastery, so you don't have to worry about that anyway. Basically all this MCOC has here is buffed up, and we're definitely going to be just fine dealing with that. So if I were to like make a guess what her buff was going to be like, I would imagine that it would make it a little bit easier to understand right? A little bit easier to understand how her buff rotations work, because to be entirely honest with you, I'm not 100% certain how to proc all of the buffs that I want to proc when I want them to come up. I know like what they are, what they do, and the idea of how to get them. But it is a little confusing, and I feel like it could be a little bit easier to get the ones you need, okay? However, I feel like they're going to be like more potent as well, and her base stats are going to be a little bit better. But who knows, man? I'm very excited to see the details of the buff. This is the fight I was excited to see, all right? Buffed up, Pilfer Regeneration, Prey on the Weak, okay? Now, with her Sig ability here, with each buff, you have a 35% chance to reduce nullify abilities, all right? Now, this Symbiote Supreme was very tough to get through back in the day. You know, he was a tough fight. He was definitely a tough fight. Let's jump in here and see how Angela does. If she is an answer to this, you know, this guy. Right out the bat here, we got rid of our armor up buff, okay? But now we have a 35% chance, and now we have 2 buffs. So now we should have a 105% chance to reduce all nullification effects. Now that, okay, so we got nullified. So I guess it's multiplicative and not additive, because we're getting nullified left and right here, and it's supposed to be 35% per buff. Whatever, man, we're still getting through it just fine. There are a lot of buffs here. I'm just a little disappointed with that. So maybe they can adjust her Sig ability a bit to make it like less bad, right? Who knows? But yeah, we're getting through it really, really well, and that's what's important here, okay? He's just about dead. The special 3 is going to kill him. Yeah, this is one of the tougher fights in 6.1. There aren't too many tough fights in 6.1. This was definitely one of them, right? A couple tough bosses for sure, but on the lanes, this guy stuck out as a problem for sure. I remember him. I remember him very well. Up next, there's a magic. Why not? Let's go for this magic. We got a little bit of time left. We can go for magic here. We don't have much to counter magic aside from the regeneration to counteract some of the limbo damage. We'll have to see how she does. Let's start by getting our Fury and our little regen. I don't know what's up with that regen, but we're not regenerating from the Thor synergy. I don't know if that's bugged. I'm going to have to take a look into that in a bit. Does she have increased power gain? If she has increased power gain, we're not going to have a good time here. Yeah, she does have increased power gain, huh? Alright, we'll see what we can do. But as you can see, we are taking a lot of damage from Limbo. Yeah, so this is, maybe we can, like, go for these, try to get lucky with some crits. But right off the bat, she's doing a lot of damage to us, passive damage that we can't really avoid. This path was rough. There aren't too many paths in 6.1 that are rough. This one's rough. This one's very rough. I remember not having a good time here. I remember I only really had Medusa for this path. Medusa and Black Bolt, and I remember using a lot of items. I don't think it cost me too many items back in 6.1. This was like, when was that, like 2018? 6.1 at this point? A very long time ago. But we can go for this. Who knows how much damage this does. But I just remember this path being a real thorn in my side. I had Medusa with a 6-star Black Bolt and Karnak to... That was a big special 3. To do some damage. Yeah, Limbo got us, right? But not too bad overall, man. Definitely not too bad. So let's go take a look at her. Let's talk about her a bit. But yeah, that path was rough, and Angela does fine for it. So if I were to look at Angela, right? A lot of people, their biggest criticism with this buff right now, her being chosen, is like, Angela's fine. There are other champs who need a value buff over her. I'm going to disagree with you. I think that Angela is good right now. However, all she has is damage. She doesn't have much utility. That Sig was absolutely worthless for us against Symbiote Supreme, to be entirely honest. I wish that her abilities were a little bit easier to use. She's definitely fun to play, and she hits really, really hard, but right now, all she has is damage. And if she's going to be getting more damage, I welcome it. I'm all for big damage cosmic champions, but I wish that they would add a little bit more utility. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know what they're going to do. If I were to guess, I would imagine they're going to make the buffs better, make them last longer, easier to get, stronger. I don't know. We'll have to see, man. But anyway, my dudes, that's going to be it for this fun rank up and gameplay video. Pre-buff Angela. who a lot of people say don't even need it, but we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see what the buff brings. It should be coming pretty soon in the game at this point. I don't know anything about it when I'm recording this. But anyway, my dudes, that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed it, drop your boy a big old like. Comment what you think about pre-buff Angela in the comment section below. And make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any really fun post-buff Angela gameplay coming to you very, very soon. I'll be seeing you around.